Hey, welcome to the channel. If you're brand new here, I'm Tim. I upload new videos every week all about running. This video is week 13 of a 13-week half marathon training program using Garmin Coach. If you've been following along at home and training for your own half marathon, I just want to say two things. First, congratulations, you made it to the final week. You should be good and ready to go at the end of this week to run your own half marathon, and I wish you the best of luck. Also, I just want to say thank you to everybody who has subscribed to the channel and who has been very supportive going through this process and who has also contributed to the conversation that we've had about running. I've greatly enjoyed it and I'm looking forward to doing a lot more with you guys. So having said that, let's go ahead and talk about this week's workouts, and then at the end I'll talk about how I did on these workouts and what my plan is going forward. So now let's take a look at the workout schedule for this week. So you'll see up on screen now that it started with Sunday, which was an easy run. Monday was a rest and recovery day. Tuesday was an easy run. Wednesday was a rest and recovery day. Thursday, an easy run. Friday, a rest and recovery day. And then that gets you ready to run your half marathon over the weekend. So let's back up and we'll take a look at what that easy run schedule looks like. It is identical for all 3 days. So on screen now, you'll see that we started with a 5-minute jog to warm up. And then we ran for 20 minutes at our easy run pace that ranges between an 8:38 and a 9:38 minute mile. And then we had an option to run at that same pace for an additional 10 minutes. And then we ended the workout with a 5-minute jog to cool down. And so again, all 3 of these easy runs were exactly the same, just keeping us prepped and ready to go for this weekend. So you'll notice that our tapering started last week, where both the duration as well as the intensity of our workouts had started to decline from what it had been over the previous weeks. And this week followed suit. We want to have fresh legs when we run our half marathon attempt. So now, having said that, let's take a look and see how I did this week, and I'll talk about a little bit more about what my plan is going forward. Okay, so now here's where I'm at with my training. So as you might recall from previous videos, I had injured my left leg. It's not really any better than it was a couple of weeks ago. So the recovery time is taking much longer than I would like. I know all you guys can relate to this. Everybody that's watching this are runners. And so you know how frustrating it is when you want to run, but you can't. And you keep trying, but your body's not cooperating. Well, that's kind of where I'm at right now with my training. And so I was planning to wait and run my half marathon next weekend. But I don't see any point in trying to run that and set my personal best, which was my goal from the start, is to run the half marathon in 1 hour and 40 minutes, which would be my personal best time. I've run lots of half marathons, but I wanted to run one where I set my personal best by going through these Garmin workouts. And my body is prepped in terms of its overall physical fitness level. It's just my leg is not cooperating, and it's not healing as quickly as I need it to. It doesn't mean that this was all for nothing, not by any stretch of the imagination. I'm in better condition now than it was when I started, or I was when I started this. And I still plan on running the half marathon and setting a personal best record, or at least giving it my best shot of 1 hour and 40 minutes. I'm simply going to push that out another month or so. And that's one of the great things about using the Garmin Coach app and their Garmin Coaches, I guess, program that they have, is I was able to go into the Garmin Coach and pause my workouts until my leg is healed, and I rescheduled, so I didn't cancel or delete or end the workouts that I'm doing now or this training session. I simply pushed the half marathon out to September 20th, I believe. It's right in that ballpark. I think it's September 20th. It's the capital area city river run. I've done it in the past. I'm looking forward to trying to do it again. Hopefully I'll be prepped and ready to go. So they do give you the option. They know that, life happens. It's a part of running. It's part of every sport. Unfortunately, injury is just something that we have to deal with from time to time. And I'm dealing with it now. So the best way that I know how is simply to put this training on pause, and then I'll pick it up again once I'm healthy and good to go. In the meantime, not all is lost. I'm going to be doing a lot more cross training. And for those of you that might be following me on Strava, you know that I've got off to a little bit of a rocky start in riding my mountain bike. So if you haven't, check that out. You might it might be good for a laugh anyway, if you so choose. So having said that, I'm going to put my workout, how I did on these workouts, up on screen now. And you'll see as I go through these 3 workouts with you why it is I made the decision that I did, because it was clear that I was in no shape, or I am in no shape at this point in time to even run a half marathon with my leg the way that it is, let alone try to set a personal best. So up on screen now is my results from my Sunday workout. Of course, it started with a 5-minute jog to warm up. That was at a pretty slow pace, and I was limping the entire time, unfortunately. Now, I did manage to keep a pretty decent pace and to keep it within our easy run pace range for Sunday for the most part. And you'll see that during the 20-minute and 10-minute run times, which is laps 2 through 6, that it ranged from an 8:04 to a 10:08 minute mile. So I was right in the ballpark of what they were calling for, but every foot strike was painful, and I was afraid at just how much I was going to regret doing this when I got done, and what it would be like to recover for the next day, and whether or not I'd be ready to try again on Tuesday, which is the next day that Garmin was calling for us to do another easy run. So let's look at Tuesday's results. So up on screen now, you'll see my results from that workout. And you'll notice that I stayed pretty much in the easy run pace range that Garmin was calling for, but it was a challenge. It was very difficult. Again, every foot strike was painful. And I progressively got slower as the workout went on. And my times were slower than Sunday's times. So, that was starting to tell me that, I'm not recovering any quicker by continuing to run. So you'll see that my pace range there on lap 2 at 9:05, and then it was a 9:12, 9:28, 9:42, and I ended at 10:03. So again, I progressively got slower, and I was pretty happy when the 30 minutes of running was up and I was entering into that cool down phase, because I was kind of a hurting cookie at that point. So let's take a look at Thursday's workouts. So you'll see my results up on screen now, and you'll notice right off the bat that all of my times were slow. I had a very difficult time trying to stay within the easy run pace of 8:38 to 9:38 minute mile that Garmin was calling for. And after having completed that workout, it was clear to me that my leg is in no shape to attempt to run a half marathon, let alone to try to set a personal best. So I made the decision to not to attempt to run next weekend's half marathon that I'm scheduled to do in Kalamazoo. And that's when I decided to take full advantage of the adaptability of the Garmin Coach's program. It just made sense to me. They understand that life gets in the way. Sometimes you get injured. There's a lot of reasons why you might have to pause your training. And in this case, I'm taking advantage of it. I hit the pause button, and I will pick it up again as soon as my leg is healthy enough to be able to run. In the meantime, I'm going to be doing a lot of cross training, a lot of mountain biking, as I said earlier. And I will make my next attempt at this point is scheduled for that late September run, the capital area City River run that I plan to do. So I'm looking forward to that. But this does complete the 13 weeks of, you've got all of the workouts from week 1 all the way to week 13. If you're planning to run a half marathon yourself, if you haven't already started the training, you've got it all laid out for you if you want to do that. Now, I do intend to post one more video related to this workout series next week, where I'm just going to talk about the successes that we've had. And although I have to postpone my personal best attempt to run this half marathon, we did have plenty of successes along the way, and I'm excited to talk about that. Consider it to be a debriefing or a wrap-up video of the workout series that we just completed together. So I'm looking forward to doing that with you. As always, run tall, run strong, be kind to one another. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.